elevated Asian Filipino kitchen.
Yeah, man. I've heard of this spot. I don't know. It's just kind of known in the Filipino foodie circles. So it's been years that I've been wanting to try this. So today's the day.
First impressions are really good. I mean, it's in the Silverado area of Las Vegas. Lots of parking. Stepping in, it does feel like elevated Philippines, right?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Philippine decor.
The decor is very islandy. I see like a giant spoon and fork here in the background. Kind of like, what would you call this? A trellis or whatever?
Yeah. Almost like one of the things you put on a patio.
Yeah, something like that. So it kind of wants to give you like an outdoor vibe, which is very, very common in the Philippines in terms of.
Walking in, there's a couple TVs, and funny, it was like Mark Green's playing another.
Yeah, exactly. And Filipino music. That's one thing that initially kind of stood out to me.
Filipino pop music, which I like. It's nice.
So it's just kind of like contemporary Filipino pop music, right? And it's just, I don't know, it sets the vibe.
Do you think Full House has a double meaning? You think like Full House, like Poker Hand Las Vegas, trips in a double in a pair, and Full House being like your house is full and that's like love and all that?
I don't know. We should ask the servers why the name is as such. But now that I think about it, I think it was the Vegas angle. I think primarily the Vegas angle why they did that.
I'm gonna do one called Royal Flush then.
Open
right next door.
I'll be flushing royally after this meal. I'll tell you that, bro.
Well, to start, the menu looked really good. I like how it's almost like modernized also. They have pictures of everything right above it. And it's almost like diner style where it's like a laminated sheet, so it's eco-friendly. Just wipe it off.
Hey man, we get down and dirty here, you know what I mean? It's like once we start eating, you get all the grease all over, nice and easy to clean it up. But in terms of the variety and selection of the menu, I think it's pretty good, man. They have classics like the silogs, which is shortly we'll try that. They also have like adobos, bistec, which we've tried in multiple of our Filipino, restaurant options. I'm trying to look for a couple of like unique things because I've been to my share of like Filipino American restaurants. And some of the things that I've seen here that I haven't seen elsewhere is like the sizzling beef caldereta.
Because it's usually stewed, right?
Yeah, it's usually in a stew form. And I was curious to try that. But, we have very limited stomach space. So I'm going to go with one of their real classic suggestions here, which is the sisig, which we'll show you guys shortly.
And we've covered sisig before. Where's your favorite spot for sisig and what makes that good?
Oh man, see, the thing is like, and I think I've told you this before in terms of sisig, like, I don't like the old school OG, like, back from the Philippines homeland, and all of that stuff, where it's a little chewy. So I like the more contemporary sisig. The ones that I like in the Bay Area is like Patio Filipino, which executes their sisig really good. The flavor is really rich, and it just, I don't know, they just they have the perfect cut of meat. I don't even know what meat they use, but it's like perfect chew. Yeah, something like that. And I actually like Karilagan, which not a lot of people like going to, but a lot of the real ones know. Over in El Camino, right across the Kaiser over there. I like their sisig over there. And sisig, everybody has their own style about it, and that's why I wanted to try it here and see how it kind of fits, my preference. So we'll see how it is.
Have you ever had a sisig come out that said it was like sizzling sisig, but it wasn't sizzling?
Oh yeah, sometimes.
It has to come out like sizzling.
Sometimes it sits a little too long back in the kitchen if it's like a little too busy. So that kind of, it sets the tone in terms of your sisig.
It needs to be like on an iron kind of like platter, right?
Yeah.
To really get that sizzling action.
Yeah. So hopefully they're able to do that for today. But
what they were able to do, they gave some complimentary eggplant skins.
Yeah, I don't think I
expecting it.
Yeah, I don't even see it on like the menu, dude. I'm looking at it.
So I bet you their kare, the eggplant in there doesn't have skin on it. It's got to be, right? It's got to be, right?
Yeah. So I don't think I've ever had this type of execution. It looks like bacon, bro.
It might be like a vegan bacon.
You know what I mean? Looks like bacon with some sauce. The sauce kind of smells, I don't know.
It almost gives like a vibe of like a fried wonton skin. It's good, like a chip. And the sauce is kind of like it's kind of aioli.
It's like a potato chip, almost. I don't know.
It's a nice appetizer.
I don't think it needs a sauce, personally. But I do think the sauce adds like that, I don't know, dynamicism.
It almost reminds me of like those taro chips.
There
I
you
used to
go.
get them in Hawaii, but it's like a taro chip.
Nice. Very, very interesting. I can't say I've ever had fried eggplant skin before. Because when you eat it, sometimes it's a little too like, I don't know, sinewy, chewy.
Slimy.
There you go.
Eggplant, yeah.
So, very, very interesting.
As a refreshment, it's a hot day outside. It's mainit outside.
Mainit.
Right?
Super mainit
It's
outside.
super mainit outside.
Yeah, it's like
So we need something to cool down in here.
triple digits. So what did you get?
You know what? This is kind of my go-to when it's available on a menu. It's a cantaloupe drink, and the first time I had this was back in the Bay in Daly City. Sarah Bowl used to have a lady that always served the
That's an
cantaloupe
OG
drink.
spot.
Yeah.
For me, I got the calamansi juice. I asked if it was fresh, but they said that it was shipped frozen from the Philippines. So I was kind of hesitant, but let's give it a try.
What do you think?
First, I don't know. It's a calamansi drink. It doesn't taste frozen, I'll tell you that. It's like, it's refreshing.
Mine's good also. It tastes like, but it almost tastes like there's like a little bit of a cantaloupe flavoring, like a syrup. If that even exists.
So does it like
Or it might be so good, the cantaloupe so sweet and fresh that it tastes like almost like a syrup.
Well, traditionally they kind of mix like the shavings of cantaloupe with sugar water.
Yeah.
So it really
It's
traditionally
sweet. It's
is really sweet.
You know, when I've had it before, it's not this orange either. Like usually when I've had it before, it's a little bit lighter in the shade of orange.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would you agree?
You probably got like a fresh batch because we're here at opening, and as the ice is there over time, it kind of makes it a little bit more less,
right?
less concentrated.
It's good.
Yeah.
Very good.
You
You
know-
get like a boba straw, so you can suck up the cantaloupe bits.
That's perfect. So we're off to a good start. Really interesting. We appreciate this this snack. I've never had it
The
before,
chips, the
but
eggplant chips.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to getting the entrees.
The main event.
and we'll see how it tastes.
All right. The food has arrived. The sisig was sizzling. The platter is beautiful for the silog. We got the tocino here in a nice little separate pan.
Yeah, nice.
2 sunny side up eggs fried. You know what? The beef tapa looks really good. It's a little bit thicker than what we normally have, but it looks super tender.
Yeah.
Fried garlic on the top.
Definitely. I think that's a nice touch. There's even a side salad, which I don't know. I can't say I've ever seen it. We already pre-mixed the sisig, but it came out hot on a sizzling plate, which is good points right away. We were talking about this while waiting, because sometimes the sisig doesn't come off that hot. But we wanted to mix it up so it's ready to eat. And also some Java rice instead of white rice. I don't know how familiar you are with Java rice. I actually don't know what the history of the Java rice
Like why
is.
they call it Java. When I hear Java, I think coffee.
Yeah, I think like the area in Southeast Asia, like Java, like in that area. There's
really?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
I think. So anybody who knows, say it in the comments. You can look it up as well. And
I'm gonna get some of this Java rice. So I'm gonna try some of this tapa first. Would a sign of a good tapa be that you should be able to cut it with the spoon?
not necessarily traditionally. I've had, not necessarily, but it's always a good thing when it's
a good
tender,
sign.
right?
Yeah.
Just because for me, like tapa isn't really isn't traditionally the highest quality meat, and it's cooked really well done. So I feel like tapa, when it's like it's really when it's really flavored real good, sometimes like you compromise on the quality of the meat.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's a really good sign that it came out real tender.
You're not
though.
using like ribeye for like a top
Exactly.
round. You're using,
Although
like, a top round or
some
something.
people do
or a
that.
sirloin or something, right?
Yeah. So let's take a first bite. Try it. That's tender.
It's good. Very, very tender. The texture of the rice is a little harder than I expected. What do you think of the
It's
Java
really
rice?
gritty. Because the rice that I like it soft, like Japanese style
A little
rice.
softer, right?
So a little bit different from what we're used to.
Yeah, the Java rice is definitely a little more al dente, right? It has a little bit more of a bite to it. The flavor is good.
So first impressions with the tapa, better quality meat than what I'm used to trying.
Yeah.
In terms of the flavor, there's so many different ways that you can execute a tapa. I will say that, there are different recipes. It's like sisig, right? There's different ways that you can do that. Sometimes you can have tapa that's really kind of like citrusy,
Sure.
almost like a bistec, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it could be a little more on the garlicky side, and I do feel like this is more on that.
A little more on the garlic flavoring, right?
Yeah. They could add a little bit more flavor, and you can always add, like, if you want really that strong umami taste, you can add like soy sauce or salsa.
It has a little bit of a spice to it. Do you taste any spice in the tapa? Almost like a slight like jalapeno flavoring in the back. Or is that just me?
It might be you.
Or I might have ate something with some jalapeno. Or like it's very peppery, maybe.
No, peppery.
Yeah.
I can see the pepper for sure. It's like the pepper if you eat like those
Peppercorns, right?
peppercorns.
Yeah.
That's how it is. That's what it is.
Yeah. Maybe that's it.
Let's try the
The
tocino. First impression is really soft as well. Tocino can be sometimes a little
More
on the top
tender
end.
than I thought it'd be.
So for me, a good tocino has that sort of like that char with some extra sweetness. So let's try it.
It's good. Very tender. It's not overly sweet.
Yeah.
I like tocino when it's a little bit sweeter.
Yeah. Same here. I like it when it's a little bit more sweeter.
You have a little bit of like almost like a caramelized candy edge,
Exactly.
right? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
I've been to Filipino places where is the turo, and I asked the aunties to be like, hey auntie, can I get it a little bit with more tutong, which is a little bit more burnt,
Yeah.
to kind of give that smoky flavor.
Yeah.
Not mad. I think the quality of the meats is a little bit better. I think with
It's homemade.
upscale.
It's made here. Yeah.
But from a flavor standpoint, it takes a little bit of an adjustment in terms of expecting a certain flavor for it.
Yeah.
It's definitely a tapa. It's definitely a tocino, but it's more subtle.
Yeah. It's their own take, right?
It is their own take.
Their own elevated take.
Exactly.
Now you want to try a little bit of the sisig?
Yeah.
I'll take a little piece over here.
Sizzling when it came out, a good sisig has like a nice char to it. Actually, same thing. You can kind of see.
Almost that corned beef bottom, like
Yeah.
fried corned beef,
I hope I can show it on the camera over here.
and you
but
get that crispy edge.
right. So with that bite, it's got a nice texture. You mixed in the egg already with it and a lime, right?
The textures are definitely there, and you need to have that caramelization and crispiness on the bottom to make it right. It does give a little bit of that corned beef vibe, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But you can still taste the pork, like whatever that pork. It's not gaminess, but you know what I mean, like that.
It's good. I like it a lot. I think that's the star for me.
It is one of their best sellers, and this is why we wanted to try this. It's like
I like how the pork has a little bit of a different chew to it. It has a little bit of fattiness, but it's a chewy kind of fattiness, not like a fatty kind of fattiness. You know what I mean?
yeah. This is more like traditional style. It's like different from what we've had at like Patio Filipino and even Carilaga. Maybe they are using, I wouldn't say the snout per se, but like, those types of...
the head.
Yeah.
The head. I wouldn't be surprised either.
So this
because
is...
texturally, it is different.
It
is
less of a chew.
And you know what? I see a bunch of like the OGs here, some of the older generation. They might and they probably like the traditional older way better than the modern way.
No, it's very, very much true. Like, the generation of my parents, they like the older way. this is the sisig that I actually grew up eating.
Yeah.
Before it was, I hate to use the term bastardized, but like, you know what I mean? Like, or contemporarized,
Yeah.
you know what I
No,
mean?
I get it.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think this is more of a traditional Pampanga
There you
sisig,
go. Okay.
like OG.
So, all in all, we got a couple dishes here. We got a nice little appetizer, got a couple drinks. What are your final thoughts?
My thoughts are, this isn't your old school Filipino joint. I do feel like there's a modern take with higher quality sort of cuts and whatever meats that they're using.
Yeah.
So I do feel like this is a Filipino spot that you can take folks that aren't that didn't grow up eating Filipino food as an entryway so that they can get introduced to the food. Because sometimes, OG Filipino food can come off really like overly salty, overly flavorful to the untrained tongue.
Yeah.
So I do feel like if you're bringing someone here, it's not going to be overwhelming of an experience, right?
Right.
I think, like the decor and like the way that they kind of present it, and it's not like they're misrepresenting. They are saying that they are elevated Filipino cuisine.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty accurate to that point.
How do you think the pricing compares to some of the other spots? Like something like in the Bay.
Bro, in the Bay, they tax. You know what I mean? It's expensive. I almost feel like it's similar in terms of a price point because the sisig is what, $20, and I feel like I'd spend the same amount for, in many ways, quote unquote, not lower quality, but like
not the full
typical
experience.
quality of Filipino food.
Yeah.
So, how would you I mean, I guess there's no like palate tea garden for Filipino food, right? This would be the closest
to the elevated Filipino food.
Yeah, it would be there on par with like Patio Filipino over in El Camino, right? In Millbrae, it's a little bit more elevated.
I feel like it could be even more like elevated than this. Is it like the servers were wearing like almost like semi-formal kind of wear. Everything was a little more black, like nicer silverware and non-modernized like kind of music. You know what I mean? A little bit darker vibe.
Exactly.
Then you could really make it like super elevated.
Yeah, like almost trendy.
And small portions.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Then it becomes that super elevated.
That's a good point. The portions are very, very healthy here. Like they don't really scrimp, so you don't feel like you're getting kind of cheated in terms of what you're paying for it.
Final numbers.
Final numbers. I would rate this in terms of food a 7.5 out of 10.
Flavoring, I'd be right there. The java rice, not really a fan of it.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
But the sisig, winner. I would get the silog again. And we appreciate the flavoring of the drinks and the appetizer.
Yeah.
So if you're in the Silverado area of Las Vegas, come to
Full House BBQ.
All right. For now, D.A.D.S out.